Hi, kindred spirits. We're headed to my sister's house today. Her and my brother-in-law will be guest appearing on our Friday Fireside chat, our very first episode. Before heading over there, I want to put out a special shout out to friends of ours in Arizona, Jason and family. This is your shout out. Thank you for the follow. And you guys need to plan a trip to Texas. Come camping with us. We miss all of you. I don't know what to expect tonight. We'll try to keep it clean, and we'll try not to make it too long. It's Friday night, y'all. Everybody wants to go out and have some fun, right? Anyway, I'll see you when we get there. Welcome to our first episode of our Friday's Fireside Chat. I have a guest with us, fellow campers, my sister Wendy and my brother-in-law Chris will make occasional appearances in and out. This is kind of going to be you joining us fireside while we dish about past campouts, first time experiences, favorites, biggest fears, upcoming plans, just whatever we want to talk about, and we'll see how things go. And at the end, we'll have some questions for you. Hopefully you'll give us a couple of answers on maybe what future topics you'd like us to chit-chat about. All right, here we go. So, first I'm going to comment about my shirt, which has nothing to do with RVing, but I picked this shirt specifically. I didn't pick it specifically when I put it on, though. It made me think of The Sound of Music, and I don't know, I know you don't remember it. Maybe Chris does. Did you ever see The Sound of Music, Chris?
Nope.
Oh my God, I'm surrounded by people who have not seen a classic.
I just know the scene where she's going, ah!
So in fairly the beginning, when she first starts taking care, the nun starts taking care of these 9 children, they don't have any play clothes. They're very much on marching orders because their dad's a captain in their Royal Navy version, whatever it is. But she makes play clothes for them out of the curtains that are hanging in their nice, expensive, I don't even know what to call it. It's a big, almost like a mansion, but so she makes curtains, takes the curtains and makes them into play clothes for the kids. And it looks very similar to the shirt I'm wearing. I'll have to pull up a reference for you to see. But apparently then you'll get my joke, because I'm not that funny if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
No, that's when you put that picture up.
No, I know,
don't say
I know,
that.
I know that. I'm saying that because you two have not seen it and don't get my joke.
Yes,
The people out there might get my joke even if
Okay.
they haven't. You guys didn't.
No.
So you guys already have homework. It's a mission of mine for y'all to watch my favorite musical now, The Sound of Music. It's on Disney Plus.
You're wearing a curtain, is what you're saying.
I'm not wearing a curtain, but the pattern and color of it is strikingly similar to the curtain that she made play clothes for them out of. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that's
So tell us about your first shakedown.
my first shakedown was in my driveway. Wasn't technically a camp out. We just spent the night in the camper to see what it was like. And lesson number 1 we learned was replace the mattress. That was the very first thing we did. We slept in that camper in the driveway one night, and the next day I ordered a new mattress for it. And I have no regrets with that new mattress either.
What was it about the manufacturer mattress?
It was very hard. I mean, the mattress itself is like the pads they use in tumbling. You know, when the kids go and do their tumbling exercises and all.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the pad is like that the manufacturers put in the RVs to start with, or at least mine was. So now it's a spare mattress for the kids whenever they have a sleepover or something in my house.
Was it a boondoggle on your first night?
No. No, I'm pretty sure Elliot went and got the stuff to hook it up to the electric panel that night.
Yeah, I remember hooking that up, running it over rafters with your husband and drilling holes.
It's still like that. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed at all. But our first camp out where we actually spent time in it, not in our driveway, was we actually went to Goliad and stayed at the mission there, and so that we would learn how to dump our tanks at a site with full hookups, so that way we didn't have to like go block up the dump station.
Y'all went with friends.
Yeah, we went with Taylor and Kathy, and we probably spent a good 30 minutes going over all the details on how to do that under Taylor's supervision, and it made it super easy after that. Only it has no issues, but now we did have a break though. This last camp out, that handle that you pull down underneath your camper to open the tank valve when you're dumping your tanks, the handle's broken. The little plastic handle on it's broke, so now I have to order that whole piece to replace the handle. I mean, you can stick like pliers on there and pull the thing, but the plastic handle part, the part that you grip to pull, that thing broke. So we got to replace that now. That's one of the perks of RVs is they're cheaply constructed for the most part and made with.
Is that a perk or a downfall?
I would say it's probably the downfall. It is a downfall, but you're always going to be making repairs. And they don't appreciate in value, they depreciate in value, and they are always going to be falling apart. And you're either going to be fixing something or replacing something. And even as a weekend warrior, we knew that going into it. So, or at least I feel like knew it going into it because I'd done a lot of research, and I wanted to make sure I was going in with my eyes open, not thinking that I'm buying something that's just going to be perfect all the time. I've not seen that. You don't even have that with cars nowadays either anymore. You've got people buying brand new cars off the lot, and they spend 2 or 3 months back at the dealership with things going wrong with them. So it's the same thing with RVs and everything else for that matter. It seems like manufacturing just isn't the way it was
But
50
you bought
years
yours
ago.
right after COVID. The experience is better than being using a port can.
Oh, yeah. Any day.
But
Any day.
dumping was easy. I didn't
Yeah.
have any problems with that. After
You know, I remember when I was doing my research and like even watching those videos on the how-tos and stuff, and I was just like, it sounded scarier and more complicated than what it was. Once you got with it and just remember those handful of steps, you know, it was pretty easy after that. I did watch a couple of videos that made it super easy to remember, so that helped.
Before, Chris was like,
Hang on a second. Who knew we were going to have a drive-by helicopter in the middle of our video?
there goes life flight.
before we had actually experienced our first dump, I know Chris was like imagining what it could be like, and he was like, need a gas mask, gloves, sanitizer, you know, and because a lot of people, that fear is you're just gonna get it all over you, or
Look, don't get used to thinking that it won't, because it's easy. Because accidents do happen. Shit does happen, like they say. Poop happens.
Indeed, but measure twice, cut once. I make sure, damn sure, everything is connected correctly, because you know you're responsible for cleaning it up if in the state park, like by EPA rules, according to what I read. But it was good. It was fun. It was a good shakedown. I enjoyed that first trip. The first trip was good.
and we didn't really have a problem with our mattress. I mean, I know he wants to replace it, but I don't think
Nice.
it's.
The mattress is 6 inches tall. It'd be nice if it was 10.
Well, that's twice as much as what the original one that was. Mine was 3 inches, like
Yeah.
the one that came in my camper. So if you've got twice that, that's pretty good, because most people buy toppers for their little mattresses. But I ended up replacing mine with one that's about 10 inches. But it makes the bed really tall, so now I have to use a step stool to climb into my bed. So there's a trade-off.
There was one item that we did replace right off the bat, and that was the shower head.
Yeah.
We went to the one that you suggested that had the
Pause button.
pause button.
So you're not filling up your tank so quickly. Yeah. That makes a huge, tremendous difference. And the pressure makes the water pressure a little bit more than what comes out of the head that was in there, placed by the manufacturer or whatnot. So that takes care of our shakedowns. What was your first trip on your own without anyone else?
I think we went to
Kingsley.
Kegel
Oh no, I thought it was Kingsley.
because we went
No,
with
yeah,
your
yeah.
mom.
Yeah, we went to Kegel over in Conroe. That was good. Yeah, visit mom.
Kegel's small park. It has 2 loops. One's a wooded area, and then one's more next to Lake Conroe.
Yeah.
There's one that's on the lake, and then the other is in the woods, of course.
And our first camp out was in the wooded area, and I was like, "This would
And
be
that
a
one
great
had that
winter
one's
camp
got
out."
full hookups, right?
Yeah, every site's full hookups. The ants are plenty. There's ants everywhere.
I remember this one because you had opened up the fan in the bathroom, and
At night.
at night we had the bathroom light on, and I was going to the bathroom. I opened up the door and I quickly slammed it shut because it was like a scene from a horror film of every type of bug you can imagine in there. And I screamed really loud, and so then I had, I think, a Fabulosa spray bottle, and I sent Chris in there, and then all I'm hearing is this everywhere in the
Fabulous.
bathroom,
And then I was
spraying,
spraying it. I was screaming for the Lysol.
spraying it with everything to,
Oh, I wish I would have been there for that camp out.
we didn't have cameras then.
No, but I could imagine what your neighbors were thinking. These screams coming from a camper.
And the problem is in the fan, the screen, I think, wasn't.
The exhaust fan wasn't exactly up and secured.
It
so
wasn't
they
secured,
just,
so they
because
got
I left
in.
the lights on, all the little gnats in that
and-
area. It's not gnats. I don't know what they're called, but they all just flew in, and they're like translucent bugs.
Yeah,
They were like
real tiny.
real tiny,
Too many.
but
And
there
gnats
there
is
had to
all-
have been at least 500 in there.
Oh my gosh.
It was interesting, and then I was first trying to swat them or like wipe them down and kill them with a towel, and that didn't work. So then I screamed for the Lysol, and I was just, and apparently that kills them because they all went.
Lysol to the rescue.
Yeah.
Bugs. Can't live with them, can't live without them. Apparently, doesn't matter what you're in, whether you're in an RV or a home or whatnot. But I think my big bug story is we went to Surfside again with Taylor and Kathy. We went for a kite festival. They do a night flight kite festival.
Said that 3 times.
Yeah, in December. And when we got there, and after we backed into our spot, the instant you stepped out of your vehicle, we were swarmed by thousands of mosquitoes. I mean, they literally covered you from head to toe like you're wearing a suit of mosquitoes. That was the itchiest camp out I've ever been on, and that's, we had mosquito repellent with us, but you had to bathe in that stuff daily from the time you got up and went outside, and you had to reapply like sunscreen, but for mosquitoes. And then showering to get all that ick off of you. before going to bed at night because I can't stand the smell or the feeling of a mosquito repellent on. But that was the biggest bug issue that we ever ran into, and I think it was that it was just that time of year. But they warned us when we got there about the mosquitoes being bad. So if you needed to go to the store and get some, you could, because they let you know as soon as you arrived. Thank goodness for that. The people over there were great. That's the first and only. That's one of 2 resorts I've ever stayed at. Most of my camps are done at state parks or Corps of Engineer parks because I like the smaller, less crowded. And granted, after COVID, there's been a huge explosion of people that went and bought RVs and all, and so it takes a little longer to get reservations and all now. You have to do it further out in advance. But you're more spaced out, you're not right on top of each other, there's some of the parks are not as used as much as other parks, so I just think, myself and my husband, we don't do super well around packed places that are just packed constantly. We have to get mentally prepared to deal with like that in advance. So tomorrow will be interesting when we head down for the RV show, because being Saturday, that's going to be its busiest day. So
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't.
it's still going to be fun irregardless. Is that regardless or irregardless? I think it's
Irregardless.
is it? But
You two go over there. Go.
the crowds are going to be something on Saturday for sure.
Unless it pours down rain.
Most
Even
of
though
it,
it's inside.
most of it happens indoors, so I don't think rain is going to be an issue unless it's like raining from the time unless it's raining all day long. I don't see that being an issue. People are crazy. At least they are here in Texas. They'll go no matter what. RVers are a different breed, because we RV, we go no matter what. Well, at least we do. We go no matter what weather it is. Having a 4-season camper. Even though I don't necessarily think my camper is really rated for 4 seasons, it says it is. But I think before mine's rated for 4 seasons, it needs to have a second AC unit and it could be insulated a bit more to keep the air or the heat in.
I believe I've noticed that on our camp house where it has rained, there isn't that many campers. Because they'll say reserved, but they don't show up.
If there's terrible weather coming in, and you have advance notice of it, but if it's just pop-up showers, most people stay, is what I've noticed. But if there's lines of thunderstorm, you can watch some RVers pack up and head out, but mostly it's the tent campers that do that.
That makes me think of the one time we were in Corpus Christi. Beautiful day, and then all of a sudden you had seen coming across the lake a storm. We were like, we all got up, packed everything up.
That was at Nels. No, was that?
Christi.
No, that was at Lake Somerville. We were at Lake Somerville, and I think we were at Nels Creek.
Wait a minute.
No. It was Rocky Creek. It was at Corps of Engineer Park on Lake Somerville. It was Rocky Creek
That's
Park.
because the kids were there.
I think that's the name of it. Yeah, the kids were there. Dad and Melanie
We burnt the bacon.
and Carrie all came up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Oh,
fun.
and they had a lot of deer.
Gosh, deer were everywhere there. We should go back there. That was a good camp out.
Yeah.
Maybe with all this rain that we had.
And that's one thing that
The
never
lake
gets
will come up
old.
a little bit.
Even being in Texas, we have deer everywhere, but it doesn't matter. When you're in a state park, you stop deer like you've never seen one before, and you still take pictures.
Speaking of, when I had gone to Dillo Days this a little over a week ago, and when we were at Lake Whitney, we didn't see any wildlife the entire camp out until the day we were packing up to leave. we decided to go for one more bike ride, and when we went on the bike ride that morning, we saw about 9 deer running together, and I was just like, had we not gone on that bike ride, we wouldn't have seen them. We would have missed it.
9 deer, I would have been saying.
It was impressive seeing them.
Dancer.
It was impressive seeing them run and bounce through the trees. I caught a glimpse of them with my peripheral vision and running through the trees, and I was like, what in the heck is that? And so I looked, and that's when I focused on it and really saw what it was. And so I hollered at Elliot to look, and right after that, they came out of the tree line and were coming bounding through the field there to cross the road and all. It was really cool.
I would say that's one of the main reasons that we like to be camping out in nature, is just seeing all the wildlife. You're seeing deer, alligators, raccoons, squirrels, many types of birds, and in their natural habitat.
So I have only seen alligators twice, and one of them was a baby alligator that the nature park at Brazos Bend brought out for us to see, because it was too hot for even the alligators to be out, apparently, because we talked to the park rangers and they were like, we haven't seen any alligators, so they brought us one of their baby ones out for us to look at. The only other time I've seen alligator, I wasn't camping, we were crawfishing. And if you don't know anything about crawfishing, you have to like walk out into the water to check the tracks. So you're in the water where the alligators are with the crawfish and everything else. Well, let's just say this, I'm not going in, I'll stay up on land and make everyone sandwiches and keep my hands clean while everyone else does the crawfish.
Didn't you have the idea and said that you'd like to go to Louisiana to camp and do that? And I was thinking that we would go, but I just don't see, well, I can't envision Chris doing this, but I really want to watch him do this.
No.
I mean, I'd go to Louisiana camp because they got some really nice parks over there, but I don't,
I'm not crawfishing with gators in the water.
Well, he watches, what's that show you watch, Swamp People?
Shout out to the swamp people.
Yeah, I'll take a pass.
Well, thank you guys for being part of the show for our first episode of Friday's Fireside Chat. And I hope you guys come back for another round. I'm sure we have plenty of past campouts and future campouts to talk about. Tomorrow we're going to be going to the RV show down in Houston at NRG Stadium. And we're going to make a little video for that. You guys will appear in that because we're going to be hanging out together again. Sorry you guys didn't get to see Elliot. He had to work today, so he's at home resting. And maybe you guys will see him on the next camp out or something for a little bit. Speaking of our next camp out, that'll be next week, so it'll be a couple weeks before I get to uploading that video. And we're going to go to Martin Dice Jr. State Park, and we'll have some other guests on that trip with us, and we look forward to bringing you our brand of crazy. Thanks again for watching. See y'all next time.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see.